Hi, I'm Janie from a Soulful Teacher, and this is Keep Going Soulful. And this is my first episode by myself. And I wanted to do a video plus audio for those who have a preference. And I want to have a genuine conversation. And I am a little anxious and nervous to talk about everything, but I want to be genuine with you because you're the people who support me. You are the people who view my stories, photos, have been along with me through the ride of a soulful teacher. And I want to be transparent with you and just genuine with you. And yeah, so let's get started. Um, Where do I start though? Why I left the first time. So why I left first time, then it took extended break. I think they kind of all go together. My mental health has been wreaking havoc for a lot of years, like many years. And I had 3 panic attacks in August and flashbacks of trauma end of August and part of September. And it was just hard. And I was also dealing with my own insecurities, and I take full responsibility for that. And I know that I was insecure and kind of not walking my talk. And and I'm confident and I empower myself, but sometimes I'm human. I mean, I can't like not sometimes, I'm all the time human. At least I think I am. But you know what I'm saying? I'm human and I still get insecurities. I feel this, that, or the other. And I just, it was hard. It was hard knowing that I worked so hard on stuff and stuff getting stolen or inspired by, but not actually giving me the credit because it was inspired. And then it really hurt me that my friends were getting hurt by others. And it's just like, this was a toxic planning environment. Let's not sit here and lie. Like it's been going downhill for a little bit. And I love the community. Don't get me wrong. I love the community and I think it's a great community and I think it's, very supportive, but every community has a dark side. Let's not sit here and lie. Every community has a dark side, and every person has a little dark side too. And the moment that we acknowledge that this is happening is the moment that we grow. That's the fact. You either choose to grow, stay stagnant, or go to the dark side, which is probably worse and toxic place. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I had to step away from my little dark side, which is like I was comparing myself, like I'm not good enough. I felt like I was not good enough. I felt like I was, um, not being my genuine self. I felt like I was myself, but I was playing like a part. I feel like, oh, this is perfect and this is, whatever. But like, no, on the inside, I was cracking. I was cracking. And I was cracking more than I thought I was. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like under immense pressure at work, and I think that was played a lot into it as well. And you know, this is just something that is a reality of things. And this is who I am. I'm imperfect, but I really try to be as best as I can be for others and for myself. And I really try to take responsibility for my actions towards myself and others. And sometimes it just feels like I'm doing that all the time and I'm not getting that back, and that's what it feels like sometimes. That's just everybody though, right? I bet you can relate to this because we're all going through it. Ever since COVID happened, we've been going through it. You know, it's like this growth, this purging of things that are no longer necessary, toxicity, racism. Racism was never necessary, by the way. I'm just saying, but like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like everything is just purging. And I feel like I'm purging. Like I feel like I am growing. And it's not going as quickly as I like because I like things quick. But it's not going to go like that, and that's okay. And I am growing each and every day. And I think that's important to understand and to, realize that it's a process and it's going to take some time. And one thing that I told myself, is that not everyone is showing their, their lows, because that's not what sells. Number one, it doesn't sell to show your lows all the time. And when you show your lows, it has to be a particular way. Let's not sit here and lie. Okay, let's not sit here and lie. We have to pretty it up sometimes, even the lows. And I don't want to be that way. And please understand that I'm hoping you understand that I'm speaking from my experience. I'm not calling anyone out. I'm speaking for my experience only. And I'm not calling anyone out. I'm not throwing shade. I'm not reading people. I'm speaking from me and only me. I don't know what's going on with anybody else's mind. I can only speak from me. And I don't want anyone to get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. It's not like that. I'm speaking from my experience. And I just feel like sometimes I didn't feel like I belonged in the planet community. And sometimes I just felt like I don't belong anywhere. And I've always felt like that. Y'all know that. Those of you who follow me, I've always felt like, like I pretty much am a one island woman sometimes. And that's okay. And I have to tell myself, it's okay, bro. It's okay. And I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I get that. I understand it and I embrace it. But where I draw the line is people wanting me to play a certain part that I refuse to play anymore. Wanting me to only show the perfection. I'm not doing that anymore. Wanting me to fit a box. I will not. I don't fit that. I'm not, I'm different, and that's okay. I'm not saying I'm better, so don't get that twisted either. Because I get like people are like, well, she thinks she's everything. No, no, it's not about that, dude. It's about like me being who I am. For me, not for you, not for anybody else, but for me. And I just want to be me. And I don't want to worry about the numbers. But that's unrealistic if you're trying to build a side business or a business in full. It's impossible not to think about the numbers because you have to. That is a part of business. But I don't want to be obsessed over it. Does that make sense? I don't want to make it my world. I want to create content for people who need it at some point in their lives, based off my experiences, based off of things that I am knowledgeable about, blah, blah, blah. Like that did not come out correctly, but you know what I'm saying. Things that I know am experience with, I want to share that with you. Like I just want to share this with you. Share my journey to health, share my journey of self-care, share my journey to self-love. I want my experience to help you somehow, even if it's like not really relatable, but maybe the technique is relatable. That's what I want. That's what I want for you. Because I know how like sucky things are sometimes, and I get it. But if you want me to be pretty, you want me to like not pretty like as in like this appearance. I'm saying like if you just want me to show you the good parts and you don't want to see the bad parts, then you don't have any business here on a Soulful Teacher. You just don't. And that's okay. I am not everybody's cup of tea, but I refuse. I refuse to be put in a box and to change who I am because the status quo of social media says I should. I will no longer do that. I'm going to be me. 100% of the time. I'm done with this curated feed. I'm done with, you know, trying to show you just the perfects and almost toxic positivity. I don't want to do that. I want to be me. I want to show you every single part of who I am appropriately, obviously, you know, but you understand what I'm saying. At least I hope you understand what I'm saying. I want to be me, and I want you to be you. I don't want you to be confined by these social norms that are ridiculous. This is getting ridiculous. Did you know that one of my friends, who I love very much, was telling me that there were memes about her on the internet? Are you kidding me right now? Like, this is getting ridiculous. Some of y'all are in your 40s. I'm 40. I'm 40, okay? I can say this. Some of y'all are in your 40s. You can't act this way no more. It's not okay in your 20s. It's not okay in your 30s. It's not okay in your 40s. It's not okay in your 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 100s. It's not okay at any age to act this immature. I know this is going to burn some people. I know it is. And I apologize for making you feel that way, but I am so tired of this toxicity. This is that example of how ridiculous behavior has been, not just in this community, but around the world. The lack of respect for others, the lack of empathy is appalling. It's appalling. And I want to get back to empathy. I want to get back to love. I want to get back to celebrating you for you and your beautiful celebrations. It's time to let go of the jealousies because you see so and so going up. Celebrate her. Celebrate her going up. Good for her. Why do you have to be jealous about it? Why do you have to throw shade? Why do you have to be like, oh, well, I'm not going to like her picture? Why? Because you're jealous? That's all it is. Stop. This is just too much. Let's stop. Let's ground ourselves. And I know I sound passionate right now. That's how I get. This is the real me. You're getting the real me right now. Okay. And you're going to get the real me from here on out. This is who I am. I'm passionate and I'm going to advocate for others. And I'm a little loud. I'm not going to code switch anymore. I'm not going to do none of that. None of that. It's gone. This is who I am. I am peaceful. I am a little loud. I'm passionate. I'm an advocate. And I love and I want you to get to the point where you can say those things about yourself. And I want to help you on that road. But we won't get there as a world, as a community. We won't get there if we don't put in the work, if we don't recognize what we do. You know, if we don't recognize what we do, we won't improve. That's just a fact. And so I want you to understand that again, I just popped my thumb, sorry. I just want you to understand that this podcast, what I'm saying, is not, again, not to put anybody on the spot. This podcast is not to make anyone feel any sort of way. But this podcast, The Comeback, is for us to come back to love, is for us to make the comeback to empathy, is the comeback to us, to who we are, to supporting each other for who we are and not just to social climb. This is the comeback to support each other through thick and thin. Loyalty is missing. Respect has been missing. We have to go back to that time, or at least create that time if it wasn't even there, of where we are empathetic, loving, and respectful to not only to others, but ourselves. And lastly, I want to come back and just help others. And I want you to help others in your own way. And you don't have to do it how everyone else do it. Please don't. Please think for yourself. And that's another thing that we need to come back to, thinking for ourselves, evaluating, making sure that we're actually doing things for us and not for the FOMO, not for what the status quo says we should do, um, not because the influencer told us to buy this. I want you to do things for yourself because you like it. And if you like somebody's thing, then go for it, you know? But you have to kind of understand, like, I think sometimes we're losing ourselves because we want to catch up and keep up with the Joneses a little bit. We want to present a life that is perfect and no problems and oh my gosh, and all you got to do is manifest. And no, you can manifest all you want. But if you're not manifesting plus putting in the work, it's not going to work. You're not going to get that manifestation. You have to manifest plus put in the work. It has to be both. Because if you don't have manifestation, you don't have that faith. If you don't have the work, you know, you're not, you can manifest all you want, but if you don't have the work, it's not going to work. Okay. And I hope you're keeping up with me. I know I'm going around a little bit of a circle, but I just want you to understand that I've been feeling this way for a very long time. And I just feel like it's time to say this out loud. And it's time to, I need to find myself a little bit more. And I think I'm getting there for sure. My essence is still here. I am spunky, I'm sassy, I'm, funny sometimes. And like, but I think the soulful teacher part is the one that's developing right now. And I'm happy with how it's going. And I just want you to understand that I'm so grateful for you. And all my words are not meant to be painful. It's meant for you to reflect. And I adore each and every one of you for supporting me for this long. And it is overwhelming sometimes how much I am grateful for you because y'all come into my DMs, y'all come here and you tell me, hey, thanks for saying this because that's how I've been feeling today. This came at the right moment. Granted, I am not perfect. I am not perfect at all. But if my imperfections can teach you something or can help someone else and I can learn from them, then I think we're doing our job. We're together doing our job. And that's what's important, is that we're working together to build something greater than us through empathy, love, and respect. Now, you don't have to like everybody. You don't even have to like me. But here's what you got to stop doing. You got to stop acting like a teenager. And I work at a high school, so I can say this. I can see this. I see this every day. Slander, defamation, lies, rumors, memes, harassment. These things have to stop just because you don't like someone. Handle it under closed doors. We got to stop doing this. All of us, including myself, we got to stop doing the all the time. I don't know how else to put it. If you saw this on video, you saw me go I hope I'm making sense because I want you to know that I'm aware of my own behavior and I'm really trying not to react anymore. Like I'm not trying to like, oh, she said this, I'm not trying to do that. I'm doing because that's just how I deal with my stuff and with humor. So bear with me. And I just want you to understand that it is toxic behavior and it's hurting people. It's hurt me. It's happened to me. It's hurt my friends. And we got to stop doing this in this world. And we got to start doing better. And that's really what I I really want to talk to you today about how to come back to yourself. And this is the real meat of it all, okay? Coming back to yourself. And it took me a very long time. And this is over years, years and years and years. But since August, I feel now ready to come back to me, come back to what do I believe in? What's going on? How can I make the comeback to self-love, self-care, and my planning that I love so much? Okay. So I'm going to walk you through all of this, and I have a handout for you, and you can go to a soulfulteacher.com, and it's going to be in the journal section, and I'll put a link in the description of the podcast as well as the YouTube video. And you're going to get a handout. The handout will take you through steps 1 through 7. And this is the exact process that I did for myself to come back to a soulful teacher, to come back to me, to come back to meditation and to love and celebrating the wonderful people in my life. And I hope that this will help you find that way, that comeback, your own personal comeback, because you deserve it. Like, honestly, like, I don't wish anybody ill will. Even my worst, the people who hate me the worst, I don't wish any ill will. But I would suggest calming down on that stuff with whoever you don't like. And I have to tell that to myself because I have somebody in my life that I'm just like, I can't stand you. I'm gonna pray. I'm pray though. I'm gonna pray. It's not nobody so don't worry about that. That's not anybody here on the internet. Okay. Somebody who just really, 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 really hurt me. So it's something that we have to, when we'll get there, but it's up to us to be mature about it and not participate in behaviors that are juvenile, quite frankly. So, you ready for the comeback? Let's go for it. You're like, you already came back. Okay, so let me walk you through my handout. And again, you can go to soulfulteacher.com and I'll put the links everywhere. And that way you can download your handout and get your favorite notebook out and write down how you're going to come back. It doesn't have to be everything. Pick one thing you want to come back to. For me, it was here. It was here in my mental health. That's what it was. Okay. So step 1 is acknowledging what is going on. What is concerning you about the situation? Okay. So what in the heck is going on? Free write every single thing of these steps, free write it. Step 2, take time to feel it. So like, how do you feel about it? You have to be realistic about it. So like, you can't just be like, well, I just feel sad. About what though? Let's pinpoint that. Why do you feel this way? Every feeling is valid. If you're mad at, the 4th grade, a teacher who did you wrong or whatever, then put that down. It's fine. We carry trauma from childhood. So you put down anything that you want. It doesn't matter. But you have to reflect, and this is step 3, on why you feel this way. Okay? Reflection. What can you do about these feelings? What do you think you can do about the situation? For me, it was taking a break. I needed to take a break. I needed to take an extended break. I couldn't come back here immediately. I had to take an extended break. And I'm so glad I did, because now I feel so much better about everything. So, and another thing is what I worked on is my mental health, and I started cerebral, and I got a diagnosis and a treatment plan, and boy howdy, I'm feeling better. It's it's been I have depression, anxiety, and PTSD. I didn't know about the PTSD. That one came out of nowhere. I think I had an inkling, but I don't think like I understood even when she said it. I was like, "What?" Like, "What?" And so, uh, I'm still kind of like grappling, like not what's the word I'm trying to say? I'm just coming to terms with it. Like grappling? Is that what I'm trying to say? Doesn't matter. I'm still trying to come to terms with it. Like I'm making jokes, but this is literally how I cope. And follow the Real Depression Project on Instagram. They'll tell you like how people cope with like different things, and it's such a great resource if you're trying to learn about stuff. So I'll put the link down below as well. So take a break if you need it. That's step 4. Take it. It's okay to take breaks. I think people are so like, and we spoke about this with Imani Michelle on Instagram. We did a podcast, so go look at that. That was my season finale with Imani. And we talked about work and social, expectations of not taking a break and not taking care of your self-care. Go check that out. Really great stuff from her and me. Or I enjoy Imani. She's such a great person. Like that was a great episode. I hope to have another episode with her soon. But take a break. Okay? Take a break. Society will push us and push us and push us and then say, "Oh, you need self-care, but not like that." Like what? Like what, bro? Like what's I can't. What's going on? You know? And I just need you to take a break, even 5 minutes, 1 minute a day. Just do it. My gosh, do it. This is your sign. Take a break right now. Pause this, take a break. Okay? Take a break. You need it. Whew. Oh man, this has been emotional. I feel it right here, like a little tightness because I'm getting anxiety. I'm like, oh my gosh, should I even post this? But I'm going to do it. I'm going to post it because this is my truth. There's something wrong with my truth. I'm not saying things inappropriately. I'm not, being disrespectful. This is my truth. Let's go to step 5, the comeback. You're developing a realistic plan. So I work with Lauren from Playing with Laura. She is my coach and for business side hustle stuff. And if you get a chance to work with her, go right ahead. Again, I'll leave that link down below. And she's the one that kind of helped me kind of get a Soulful teacher where it is today. And she's a great support system with that. But I not only needed that, I needed to revamp my routine because I shared my hair journey on my Instagram a couple of weeks ago or months ago actually. And a quick update with that, I am adjusting some products. Some products actually made my hair a little greasy, even though I used it how it was called for and everything. So I'll do another thing with that. But my health was part of the plan. And taking breaks and everything that I taught you about self-care planning in my workshop, that's what I did. And I stand behind that work in that workshop because that is what's been proven for me to work for me. It may not work for you, but a version of it, pick and choose what works for you. It doesn't matter. It's online on my website at soulfulteacher.com. Scroll all the way to the bottom, it's there. And I'll also leave a link. There's a lot of links I'm gonna leave here for you in the description box. But how will you manage this plan? You're like, how do I start? How do you want to improve it? How do you want to improve the situation? What tools are you going to need? What routines are you going to need to change? And I was stubborn about it. Like, like I just don't have the time. I just don't have the energy. I'm going to have to find that energy because I can't be, you know, lacking in the exercise department when I know I need it, and I need it because my body needs movement, not because I'm overweight. Because don't get it twisted. Social norms of weight. Don't get them twisted. I don't subscribe to that either. So for me, it's like, how do you manage if you can't do this plan every day? What happens if you don't do the plan every day? Spoiler alert, it's okay if you don't. You can pick up the next day. Remember, it's fine to take breaks. It's your life. So do whatever's best for you. Step 6, the comeback, put the plan into action, put it into motion, get it done. You won't know until you try it. And so as you go along, which is going to be step 7, evaluate and adjust. Evaluate and adjust as you go along, because sometimes things just don't work because of the scheduling or anything like that. For example, Wednesday, which was last week, I had my cerebral appointment. So I was emotional about it. And I called my parents, I called my mom, I called my sister, and it was just, I wanted to talk to them about it. So by the time, everything was done and over, I was exhausted. So I didn't get on the bike. So I have to rearrange, all the scheduling because I'm still kind of like, "Whew." But guess what? I'll pick up tomorrow because today I've done so many things. Today is Sunday that I'm recording. Sunday, happy Halloween. And happy Dia de los Muertos if you're listening to it tomorrow, which is Monday, or today if it's Monday, if you're listening it on Monday. And I have my little altar ready to go. I'm just so excited about that. Um, it's part of my culture and stuff, so I'm excited about that. But I want you to understand that it's okay to change the plan. It's okay to adjust the plan. Doesn't mean that you're less than, doesn't mean that you're better than others. And there's a movement going around in the planner community that I think is rather interesting. And it's not booking yourself too much. So not putting things every minute of the day. I think that's wonderful. I think that's wonderful. And I completely support that. There is no need to schedule every second of your day. However, here's the thing. When you have a mental illness, okay, like me, I have, the depression, anxiety, and PTSD. One thing that has helped me get back to my routine is an hourly planner. Okay, so I'm gonna if you see this on video, I'm gonna briefly show you. Actually, y'all know what this looks like. A brief little, like, the dailies that EC has. And it has like a brief little hourly thing on it, the little insert. So this helps me understand what time I should do my AM PM. But inside that AM PM routine, I don't put how long it lasts, except for meditation. Because meditation for me, 10 to 20 minutes. I love 10 to 20 minutes. That's my sweet spot. It's either 10 or 20. That's it. So those are the only thing that I really I love to meditate like that. Um, and sometimes, like, people like who need a routine need to schedule things a little bit, but understand that you have to be flexible and understand that you don't have to put a time how long it takes you to brush your teeth. It is, you don't need a time for all that. I mean, if you want it, who the heck am I to judge you? Honestly, like, honestly, now that I'm thinking about what, what? I mean, but I think the thing is that you don't want to be too rigid. That's the point of it all. Okay, because you can hurt yourself with that. Like, if something doesn't happen at 2:09 p.m., are you going to freak out, or are you going to just let it go? So that's what I want to. That's the thing, though. Like, you have to be realistic. You don't have to time yourself for every single thing. And honestly, I don't think, um, you know, I don't know how productive that is. I just don't know. But again, I can't judge you if you're doing that. Like, who the heck am I? You know? And I'm trying to tell you right now, you can do whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do with your life. And how can I tell you don't schedule every single thing in your life? For some people, they need it because they're going coming back from maybe some trauma. Maybe they're coming back from, you know, they just need to adjust. And then maybe gradually wean yourself from that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you just realized me reflecting out loud about this issue. But I do support the movement of not, scheduling every single thing on, because I think that for me personally, it's very that gives me anxiety. I'll have my AM schedule and then I have my PM schedule. And I usually start my AM schedule at 5 a.m. and my PM schedule when I get home, whenever that is. So, you know, go with the flow if you can. But if you do need that adjustment, if you do need to schedule things, then do it for a little brief period, but wean yourself down. And because you don't want to be too rigid at the end of it all. You know what I'm saying? So that's something to think about. Dang, guys, y'all saw me in the middle of like the full circle. So yeah. So how do you feel about everything that I just said? I'm kind of winding down myself from this podcast. Thank you so much. I wanted to say everything here because like I said, like, who am I to judge? Like at the end of the day, who am I? Who are you? Who's anybody to judge anybody's journey, right? But we have to remain flexible, right? And we have to remain kind, empathetic, respectful, and not engage in toxic behaviors. Like, we have to stop that. And for me, this has been a lesson that I needed. And I hope that my words and my experiences empower you to live the version of your life that you need for yourself. And if you still don't like me after this, why are you listening? Like, move on. Because that's another thing. And this is my last little bit. Stop hate watching people. Stop hate listening to people or following them. Why are you doing that? Stop doing that. It does not bring anything but negativity. And why do you want that in your life? If you don't like somebody, unfollow them, block them. If you don't support them 100%, why are you following them? Okay. If they're problematic, why are you following them? Is it because you want to be in the in crowd? Is it because it's better to follow them than create some kind of drama? Because there's a lot of reasons why people do it. But I want you to understand that it's okay to unfollow people who you don't like and who don't vibe with you because it's your life. Okay. Now, if it's unreasonable, because sometimes I feel like when I say something, okay, I've noticed this a lot. When I say something like, choose better behaviors, choose to support other people, I get unfollowed so much. And that's fine with me. I've grown to accept it. I used to not. And y'all know that. But now I'm like, okay, I want to be surrounded by people who I can have a civil conversation with, who I can inspire, who I can help, who I can learn from. That's most important for me. I want to learn from you. And yeah. So I think we're going to end this now. And I appreciate you so much. Like, if you're watching this on video, you've seen my behaviors and you're like, she's funny. And I hope you think I'm funny. And I hope that you think, I hope you do like me. But if you don't, I understand. And I genuinely wish all of you well. And I hope that we are able to move forward as a community with love, respect, and genuine, like, just support for each other. Because at the end of the day, that's what makes a community: the support, the empathy, the respect. All right, my darlings. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this very long winded um, podcast. But this is my truth, and this is how I feel. And again, I do not mean to offend anybody. I'm just speaking from the heart. Thank you so much for your support, your love, and all the beautiful things that you do for me every day. You give me so many ideas, you give me life, you give me creativity, and I just thank you so much from here. Thank you. Take care.